Alright, so hello? I just finished recording a match of Battlefield 4, one of my favorites. Jesus. I'm gonna restart. I just finished recording a game of Battlefield 4, one match, one of my favorite video games of all time. I played the game a lot in 2017, 2018, I think. Played with friends, mostly. Don't have anyone online right now that can play the game, so I'm just gonna play it alone. I haven't played in probably a year. It's been a very long time. It's just gonna be me talking the entire time over the video. I did a lot of talking in the recording I just made, but then when I watched it back, the game was very loud compared to my voice, which was very quiet. And you know, hopefully it's fixed now. I'm gonna hope that it's okay now. It didn't look terrible. Like the video looked okay. I don't know how it'll look if I upload it. So I'm just gonna use this as a test. I'm gonna just play a match of Battlefield 4 and then listen back to the recording and see if it sounds good with my audio and whatever. And if I can get it tuned to sound good, I think I'll make more. I think I'll just sit here and play a match, just talk over it, just hang out. Right now I'm in a queue. The game is pretty old, but it's still pretty popular, like for a video game that came out, I don't know, almost 10 years ago now. Let me double check the release date of the game. Just go on the Google really quick. Battlefield 4 release date. That was really slow. 2013, October 29th. Yeah, so an 11-year-old game. Wow. For an 11-year-old game, oh, there we go, I'm getting in. For an 11-year-old game, I would say it's got a healthy community. Like, a few hundred people playing the game on console, like just on Xbox. There's no crossplay. Crossplay didn't exist in 2013. What are you, crazy? Wake up, man! It's 2007. We gotta hop on COD 4. Come on, man, wake up. Yeah, crossplay didn't exist in 2013. So these are just Xbox players, and I'm playing on a Series S. All right, now I'm in a game. So let's see if the audio is just way too loud now. Could be. That was horrid. It was horrid on both mine and this guy's part, to be honest. Oh, I don't know what just happened. To be honest. We'll see. We'll see if my voice is still too quiet and I need to turn the game down more. We'll see. I'll probably... Yeah, I'll just record the whole game. We ball. I either fixed it in between last recording and this recording, or it's still boof, and I'll have to mess with it some more. But you know, I'm not gonna even check. I'm just gonna hope it works. Got the Game Awards going on today, I guess. So I think I'm gonna react to it with some friends I haven't talked to in a few years later today, like once it's actually on, which should be fun. I don't think I've played like any of the Game Award games that were actually there. I don't think I've played any of the games that are getting awards. I haven't really even played any new games, to be honest. Like, I don't know, I'm kind of just playing old stuff. Or, like, Call of Duty Zombies, I guess, is the newest game that I'm playing currently. And, the new map, Citadel, very fun. Highly recommend if you play Call of Duty Zombies, or played it at some point in the past. to give it a try, because, like, the difference between modern zombies and, like, older zombies... Damn. The difference between modern zombies and older zombies has a lot to do with, like, map complexity. I think, like, complicated maps can be okay. They can be fun, or they can be too complicated. Like, it goes both ways. You can't just, like, have a map be super complicated and difficult for a new player to enjoy and get into, and then call it a perfect map. Like, you can't do that. For example, anyone who's played Shadows of Evil. Very complicated map. I'm saying this as a person who hasn't done the Easter egg. Has tried, I think once or twice, with my brother. We got pretty far. However, you can't do that Easter egg with just 2 people on console. There's mods for it on PC, but you can't do it on console. So, even if we were able to finish it, I don't know why I kept running at that guy. I just want to kill him. He's dead now. Even if we were able to finish it, it would have put us at, like, second last step, and then just locked us out of progressing any further. So, not really our fault. Anyways, what I was saying before that tangent is the map is complicated. Period. Full stop. The map is complicated. Turning on Pack-a-Punch, which is the way you upgrade your gun in zombies, turning on Pack-a-Punch requires you to complete a series of rituals around the map. And the rituals aren't hard, but when you look at an older game, like Black Ops 2, for example, turning on Pack-a-Punch in most of the Black Ops 2 maps, subtract Transit, because Transit is something else. I personally like Transit, but you cannot tell me that map was made for a new player. You can't tell me that map was made for a casual player. On most of the old Zombies maps, you just have to progress through the map, and then Pack-a-Punch is kind of just on. For example, one of my favorite maps is Buried. I think Buried is just a good blend of, like, being a little bit complicated, where you can play it in ways that aren't, like, beginner-friendly. For example, like the Paralyzer. You can pull that Paralyzer out and float around and get over barricades and stuff. There's some stuff I didn't know about Buried, where you can get... I think his name is actually Arthur, but everyone's called him Leroy, the Giant. You can get him to, like, run at walls, and I knew that much, but I didn't know that he gives you points when he runs. And the distance he runs gives you more points. So if you're, like, point maximizing, you can get him to run across the entire map and crash into a barricade, and you can get, like, 2,000 points from just opening a door. And that's crazy. There's also, you know, the whole thing you can do with the, I don't know what, Time Bomb? Is it just called Time Bomb? Thing you do with the Time Bomb, where you put it down, and then you drop some money out of the bank, or I forget the order you do it in, but you do something with the Time Bomb in the bank, and you can just stack up on money forever. Like, literally counterfeit money glitch, like infinite money. It's funny. It's a feature that's there, and new players, or even casual players that play the game a lot, just wouldn't know about. You wouldn't do it. But it is there, and you can do it, and it makes the map feel deeper, because there's these things that are there that you just don't know about. And you probably still would never learn if you just played the game by yourself forever. Like, you'd have to have someone tell you about it, I feel like. Unless you're just a really creative person, and you're the type to try a lot of different things in games. Not a good spawn. Unless you're just a creative person and you like to try a lot of different things in games, in which case maybe you'd find it out, but... this is a really long tangent to say that what makes a Zombies map good is about the balance of new player-friendly features and gameplay loop, and a more complicated and more hidden gameplay loop that new players or casual players wouldn't know about. And they might have a friend tell them about it, and then they'll, you know, it'll become a thing that they do as a casual player. There's a lot of enemies here. There's a lot of enemies here. I think that Citadel, the new Black Ops 6 Zombies map, does a pretty good job at being that blend of, like, a good map for a casual player. There's a lot of open areas that you can run around in. The courtyard, the main spawn, the, like, inner courtyard when you go into the map, or go into the castle for the first time, where Vulture 8 is. Like, that can be a good spot to run around. And then also, you know, the swords. I think the swords are easy enough to figure out on your own. For example, I did the fire sword without looking up a guide. I did the, I think I did the lightning sword without looking up a guide. I did, yeah. I looked up a guide after I completed it once, because I was like, how do you replicate this? Damn, that was really close. So I looked up a guide after, but I didn't need one to figure out the sword the first time. And I think that's the way it should be with stuff like wonder weapons, where you have this weapon that you might see in a video, and you're like, I want to use that weapon. But in order to use the weapon, you have to go do something in your match that's not typical for you to do, just as a guy, like just as a person. Like, you would never unlock the sword if you were playing the map casually the way you play it, but seeing a video makes you want to try new things, and those new things feel like they make sense. And I think that's the way zombies should be. I think you should play the game the way you want to play it, but I think there should be room for reaching outside of that playstyle and being rewarded for it. I think Citadel does a really good job at that. And the Easter egg by itself was a lot more complicated than the previous two, Liberty Falls and Terminus, and way more complicated than any Black Ops 6 any Black Ops Cold War Easter egg. The Cold War Easter eggs were kind of just a joke. At least the main ones. Outbreak, I think, was complicated, but that's for a different reason. That's because it, like, spanned multiple different arenas and was kind of confusing. Yeah, I'd say Citadel is a good blend of the old and the new, where you have a friendly map for the beginner player to learn, but you also have a complicated map for an experienced player to really, like, sink their teeth into and play the way they want to play it, rather than just play the way the map wants you to play it. I think elemental wonder weapons are a great way to allow for that, like, player difference. It's just like an easy win button, really, if you're making a Call of Duty Zombies map. If they did it for every map, it would probably just feel overdone, though. So I get why they don't do that. But elemental wonder weapons let you do the map the way you want to do it, which is cool. I also think that it's probably weird that I'm playing a Battlefield game and talking about Call of Duty Zombies. So I think I'll leave it there for the Call of Duty Zombies talk. But, you know, it's weird coming back to this game after, like, a year of not playing it. Coming back to Battlefield, I mean, transitioning back to the Battlefield talk. It's weird coming back to this game after a year of not playing it, because I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Overall. Like, I'm not doing horrible. I'm not doing great. I'm not doing as good as I did the first game, but, of course you wouldn't know that, because had the audio messed up. And the audio still might be messed up in this video, but we'll see. The magic of trying things new for the first time, and just hoping they work. Yeah, it's weird, like, not really feeling like I'm washed in a game. Like, I feel like anytime I'm playing a new Call of Duty game in multiplayer, I feel either like I'm completely washed and all of the new players that were my age, or that are my age when I first started playing the game, or no, I guess I had it right the first time, that were my age when I first started playing Call of Duty. Like the the 12-year-olds, or like 10-year-olds even, that are sitting there hopping in a COD lobby. They're just, on average, better than I was at that age. And by extension, I feel like my skill has improved for a game like Call of Duty, but not to the level that children now kind of feel like they need to be. Because I feel like competition in video games has just gotten more popular over the last decade. Oh look, we won. Has just gotten more popular over the last decade. Like it's popular and cool to be really good at a game. So I feel like children just kind of want to be the best, and they'll spend their whole day just trying to get better, not trying to enjoy themselves. And they might find enjoyment in it. I have no idea. I'm not a child. They might find enjoyment in it. For me, when I was a kid, I didn't really care how good I was doing. I was playing Call of Duty, and I was getting, like, I don't know, 8 kills a game and dying 20 times. And that was still fun to me, because I was, like, running around and being silly and having a good time. And I'm sure there are still kids who do that today, but, you know, children watching people be very good at video games probably makes them want to be very good at video games. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't really watch gaming content at all. I just watched whatever was on TV and then played video games. This is the map that I played last match that didn't get recorded. Well, did get recorded. I deleted it because it sounded bad. This is the map I played. Now, it's more popular to be good at a game. So, playing a game like Call of Duty, I know I said I wouldn't talk about Call of Duty, but playing a game like Call of Duty, I feel like I just have to try so hard, and that's not fun to me. I don't really like trying in games. I like just messing around. There are times where I'm like, yeah, I want to be good at this, and I will try, but most of the time it's just, am I having fun right now? And if I'm not having fun, I usually just will stop playing the game, which I think is a healthy interaction with media in general. Am I enjoying this? No? Okay, well then I'm not gonna keep interacting with it. I think that's the way we should be, as people. You know, unless you kind of have to do it, and you're forced into it, then it's a different story. But for things like video games and TV, you really shouldn't be partaking in things that don't make you happy. Like, things that are for entertainment should entertain you. But that's why I can come back to a game... Oh, that's an enemy tank. That's why I can come back to a game like Battlefield 4 and just have a good time. Is because I don't really have to try. I'm pretty good at the game, I would say. I don't say that to be like, oh, I'm super good at video game, but I say that to just... I understand that maybe if I wasn't as good at the game, I wouldn't be having as much fun. It is a kind of competitive game. You kind of have to be paying attention the whole time. But it's not really competitive in the sense that you have to be first place every game or you won't feel good if you are competitive. It's competitive in the sense that if you are a person who doesn't really play first-person shooters and isn't the best at first-person shooters, you might not enjoy dying so much, because there is a long time where you have to run back to an objective. But, you know, like, it's tough, because you can find your own fun in this game. For example, back in, like, 2017, when I was playing with my friends, we found out that you could launch vehicles that are being driven by friendlies by just putting explosives underneath the vehicle and setting the explosive off, because you can't kill teammates, and by extension, you can't destroy friendly vehicles. So the explosion causes, like, an insane amount of, like, lift in vehicles for some reason, so you can launch a motorcycle just clean across the entire map. It won't touch down until it's in the enemy spawn. It's insane, and these maps are big. Like, Battlefield is a big game, or big franchise, I guess. So you have these, just a quad bike flying through the sky and landing in the enemy spawn, or like someone jumping out midair, parachuting down into the enemy spawn. It's just cool. Like, it's just a cool feature that I don't know if it was intended, but like, it's there. It's there to have fun. The game's a big sandbox. Like, you do whatever you want. One of the ways I liked having fun was probably a very, like, scummy way, but I liked sitting with a bipod on an LMG that had like a 200 round mag. There's enemies in this building, so I'm gonna throw a flare inside. Like a 200 round mag, and I would just lay down with that 200 round mag with the highest zoom scope that I could find, which I think was only 4 times on LMGs, and I would just shoot at enemy snipers, because a cool feature they have, cool used ironically here, a cool feature they have in this game is suppression. When you are being fired at by an enemy, you become suppressed. And what suppression does is makes it so your gun is just inaccurate, because it's supposed to, like, simulate the stress of being shot at, I guess, and how in real life I don't think you'd really be able to control your arms very well if you were terrified for your life because bullets were flying at you. So you don't aim too great when you're suppressed, and with a sniper that's 1,000 meters away, you're not hitting anything if you're suppressed, and you don't want to even peek your head out to begin with, because you don't want to be shredded. So yeah, I just sat in my little building with one of my friends who usually would be playing as sniper, and I would just suppress enemy snipers for him so he could finish the kill, and it was fun. Like, that didn't even involve me killing people. That was just me playing the game with my friend, having a good time. And I think that's what video games are about, is just having a good time. And if you can play them with your friends, even better. They're a great way to bond. I don't know what this blows up. Okay. I grew up on video games, playing video games, so I think I'm probably very biased. But I just think it's a great way to spend time with friends if you can't be together in person, like long distance or whatever. Even, you know, if your friend's sick and can't go out, like, just spend time with them on a video game. If you haven't talked to someone in a while and you can't find the time to do something in person because you have a busy schedule, I'm sure there's some point where you could make time to just hang out with them on a call, playing a game. And you don't even have to be on a call. Just the idea of playing a game with a friend is just fun. Like, just sitting there, being one with, like, ooh, that should hit. Being one with, like, each other, just sitting there, having a good time, is just, for me, some of my closest friends I only interact with over the internet. Like, there's some friends where I'll go out and hang out with them in person and then also play games with them. But one of my friends, Chris, I didn't, like, I didn't know him until, like, grade 4 or something. I think it was grade 4 or 5. And then he moved away the year after. So I just never saw him in person after that point. I saw him recently, like a few years ago. We took a road trip up there and I hung out with him. Like to where he currently lives. It's like a few hours away from me. And hung out with him for a day, but you know, most of the time when I'm interacting with them, it's online through a video game or just through a call. And we just have a good time. I find it's a good time. I just probably wouldn't have that experience if we didn't play games together, like grow up playing games together. Like when GTA first came out, GTA 5 I mean, we were on that game like pretty much every single day, I feel like, just grinding, doing whatever. And then like Call of Duty, like, we'd play like Ghosts when that was around, like 2013. Minecraft, of course, the classic. Still, sometimes, like, maybe once a year we'll play Minecraft. I feel like that's a game that'll just never die. Like, it's gonna be hard for Minecraft to ever lose relevance. It's gonna keep coming back. There's gonna be a new age of children who discover it. It's a timeless game. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just blocks. Let's see, this guy stops for me. Huge. It's just blocks. It's never gonna get old. As long as you have creativity, you can do whatever you want. And then there's like the PC modding stuff, where it's like, you know, you have that creativity and you have a device where you can do whatever you want, just by nature. Like, program whatever you want to do. Make your own mod, download someone else's. It's never gonna die. The game's never gonna die. I don't see a world in which it's gonna get old. But yeah, it's also just a great game to connect, because, I don't know, you can build your own little community or whatever. I've never done that personally, but you can build your own little community in Minecraft and live near each other or whatever. I think that's cool. I just think video games as a medium for, like, connection are just sick. Like, it's just good. It's just a good time. And if you don't like them, you don't have to play them. I think there are certain games like Battlefield 4, for example, the one I'm currently playing, that will eventually die. Like, they will get old. You can only do this type of gameplay for so long. You can only really depend on multiplayer games to live for a certain amount of time, just because they're multiplayer games. Like, you have to have at least, I would say, 40 people for a lobby to become playable. Like, if it has less than 40 people, you're gonna have a lot of dead time where nothing's going on. And that's an issue when your game is based around, like, high-octane action, like Battlefield is, where you got helicopters, tanks, planes, jets. It's crazy. But that's why I like it. And that's why I do hope it never dies, but I do see a future in which people just won't be playing this one anymore. They'll move on to a different one. And that's okay. Things change. That should have been a hit. I should have aimed lower. Things change. People change opinions on what they find fun all the time. Just part of living. If people never changed, you would never have new things, and it would just, you know, everything would run dry. I'm getting shot by so many different angles. There's a helicopter here now? What are you doing? I want to get at least one helicopter shot out of the sky with an RPG. It might be this one. I hit the tree. I hit the tree and killed myself. Whoopsie. Whoopsie daisies. I like that I still have a 25% XP boost that I probably activated like 2 years ago. Because I just haven't played the game for that long. There's an enemy there. I want to use a different gun, so I think I'll switch the next time I die. I do like the UMP-45, but I feel like the engagement range of this map is a little bit longer than my gun's range. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that now. But Yeah, I don't know, every time I play this game I just have a good time. I don't think I've ever really been, like, upset playing this game. It's just one of those games that I'll always be able to go back to as long as there's lobbies open. And just have a good time. So I'm remembering now that on Engineer, you really don't have a long-range option other than DMRs, and I don't really like them that much. I'll use the SVD. We'll see how this goes. I prefer, like, full auto guns to DMRs or snipers. I did really like sniping in Battlefield 1. For anyone who's played that game, you know that sniping in that game was extremely satisfying. You got a nice little ding anytime you got a headshot. It was crazy. It was like a burst of dopamine. Like somebody ran up to you and just like, you know, somebody ran up to you and just hit you with like meth. Straight into your veins. Like, just a syringe of meth. Somehow. They figured out how to do it. They got you, right? And you get that little hit of like, ping, when you get a headshot. And you're just like, ooh, that feels good, I want to do it again. And then you just keep going and you can't stop. You just can't stop. You're stuck. There's a tank there. You're stuck and you just have to keep playing Battlefield 1 over and over again. It's a World War I game, so, you know, you're more limited in the sandbox. There's not as many crazy things happening. Like, there's still tanks in the game, but you're not like... You're not seeing helicopters flying around and shooting at stuff. You're not seeing, like, that. You're not seeing a Jeep get exploded into chunks by a rocket. But what you are seeing is, like, really cool shots of, like, flamethrowers or, like, a blimp falling out of the sky. Like, it's crazy. If you haven't heard of or played Battlefield 1, I want you to go look up the reveal trailer for the game. They use Seven Nation Army in the trailer. And it's like a remix of the song, so if you're not a fan of remixes, you might not vibe with the aesthetic of the trailer, but if you are a fan of remixes, then you do like the idea of, like, songs that match the vibe, highly recommend the Battlefield 1 reveal trailer. It's insane. Like, it's a piece of art. I think that's probably the most hype trailer of all time, if I'm being honest. One of the most hype trailers of all time, if not the best. Bye-bye, helicopter. Well, that doesn't count because it wasn't in the air, but I did take a helicopter down with an RPG. Another thing I love about this game is the repair tool. Now, I don't know why this guy didn't get back in the tank. He was just repairing a tank for me. So I'll take it. I shot through that guy's tank. That's unfortunate. Oh, vehicle hit. Damn. Shot in the back. Unlucky. I mean, I took down a helicopter, got an extra 2 kills. 3 kills, actually. Pretty good. Not bad for an enemy vehicle that I happened to take. Yeah, so I think I said it in the last video, but I haven't mentioned it here. Or in the last recording I made, but I haven't... Oh, you can also counterattack. That guy shouldn't have knifed me. I think I mentioned in the last video, but I haven't mentioned it here. When you shoot a gun too many times without slowing down and, like, pausing for a second, your bullets have inaccuracy, and they might not land where you're aiming. And that can be really annoying when you're trying to kill an enemy at long range and you feel like you're aiming right at him, but you're just missing. But that's just part of the skill in this game, is knowing when you need to pause in firing to land a shot. Oh, he's using the AMR too. That's a one-hit sniper. You don't have to hit people in the head for that one. But yeah, you have to kind of slow down in firing to actually land shots, and I like it to some extent, where it feels like you have a chance if someone's shooting at you from long range. Like, they can't just beam you with like an SMG if their recoil control is insane. My problem with Call of Duty is, like, damage range doesn't really make sense for a lot of the guns. Like, shotguns are completely useless after like 10 meters. I think that's silly. Shotguns in real life are, like, you'd still be able to hit like an apple at like 20 meters. But video games just make it seem like you're shooting just sand. Like, you're throwing sand at your enemy. And if they're within 10 meters, you're gonna rip that enemy's skin off with the sand. But, you know, if they're slightly farther away, like if they're 20 meters or even 15 meters, you're gonna have to throw 2 handfuls of sand or 3 handfuls of sand to kill them. And I think that's just dumb. Like, I think it's so stupid that it takes so many hits with a weapon that Germany complained about in World War I, because the United States was using shotguns, and Germany said that's uncruel. Or sorry, that is cruel and unfit punishment, cruel and unusual punishment for a wartime soldier. And then in video games, it's just like the weakest weapon you can use. It's so dumb. So it's just like useless if you're using it at 20 meters. It's dumb. This game does shotguns well, but my point being, if you're playing with an assault rifle in Call of Duty, you can use that assault rifle at almost any range and be able to kill your enemy relatively quickly. I mean, Warzone has some weird time to kill with the armor, but point being, you can kill your enemy pretty quickly in Call of Duty with any gun at any range. This game, you can't do that unless you're skilled and you know to stop shooting. If you continue shooting, you're gonna miss. That's just how the aiming works in this game. There's an enemy up there. That's just how the aiming works in this game. And once you're used to it, you're fine. You're gonna still be able to get kills at long range. It's just, it takes a second to learn. And it makes close range engagements a little bit more random, because even though you're super close, you're still gonna have some of your shots miss because of the bullet spread. It's weird. It's a tough topic. I find it makes longer range engagements a little bit more skilled, and it makes shorter range engagements a little bit more random. And it's weird. It's weird. It's hard to say whether it's a good feature or a bad feature. One of the the newest at the time Battlefield title, Battlefield 2042, has a pretty good balance of like actual skillful aim and like bullet randomness, where you'll be shooting and your bullets will stray a little bit, but they'll stay... I don't know why I can't spawn on this guy. They'll stay mainly on target. I'm gonna get in a jet. They'll stay mainly on target, so you don't get punished for just aiming well. I'm focusing really hard. I've never been good at jets. Yep, I'm getting it. Yep. So that's the reason I've never been good at jets, is you can get killed so fast by a jet that isn't meant to be air-to-air. That's their team's, like, ground assault jet. And he just shredded me. And it's whatever. I'm just not gonna get the jet ever again, I guess. My career's over. I was talking about the randomness in bullets in 2042, wasn't I? It's better, because you can be skilled in your aiming, and get kills at long range with, like, an SMG, which in Battlefield is hard to do, but, you know, with the change in bullet spread, it's easier, and 2042 to do that, especially if you swap your gun to semi-auto, because with semi-auto it feels like there is no bullet spread. It's weird. It's just a weird game mechanic. I haven't really seen it in another large-scale game than Battlefield. I just got run over. I haven't really seen it in another large-scale game other than Battlefield. So it's not something that you can just compare to another game like you can with most things. But I don't know, I find it helps with, like, having the game not feel stale. Sometimes you'll play a game and you'll get good at it, and then you stop playing it because you are so good at it, if you're a person who is, like, good at video games. And not just, like, okay. Like, I would say I'm okay at video games. I wouldn't say I'm, like, awesome. Oh, almost got him. Yeah, I would say I'm okay at video games. I wouldn't say I'm the best. Like, right now, I'm 21 and 21. Not great. At least I got the same amount of kills as deaths, but that's a lot of deaths. I have played this game for a long time, though, and that's part of the reason that I'm good at it. That's true with anything in life, though. Like, any skill ever. You just have to keep doing it and get better at it. And that's why I want to keep doing videos and get better at recording and, like, playing while speaking. Usually I'm just silent when I play games, because I just focus on the game and I lock in. But I wanna try, like, talking and playing a game, and hopefully I'll be able to, like, play games with friends. I do stream on Twitch sometimes. I'm trying to do it more now. I had a, like, break for 2 years where I just didn't feel like streaming. It was not a great time, personally, for myself in those 2 years, but it's a lot better now. A lot better. And I'm like, having fun and doing stuff. And things are going well for me. And that's why I've started streaming again. So you can probably find it on Twitch. You might have to search all lowercase and then hit the little button that says go to, and then it'll be xdeadlock, my name. Because it, for some reason, Twitch doesn't show you accounts if you don't have a certain threshold of followers. I think that's how it works. And I only have like 27 or 28 at the time. I streamed 2 nights before I recorded this in a row. And was playing games with my girlfriend, and then the next night, last night, I was playing with my girlfriend and one of my friends. And we kind of just chill. Like, it's not like we're sitting there talking the whole time. Like, I've definitely talked more in the entirety of this video than both of those streams, probably. I feel like I'm pretty quiet when I'm just playing a game with friends. And I'm only talking so much now because I feel the need to fill that silence that I'm not hearing, because when you're playing with other people, someone's talking. Like, there's a voice there most of the time. So now I'm filling that air by myself, and I feel like I'm rambling, but maybe that's good for some people. I like it when YouTubers just yap and yap. I find it's entertaining to just listen to someone speak. I covered so many topics in this video that I don't know how it's gonna... I don't know how it's really gonna seem. I keep yapping and yapping, but, you know, maybe that is entertaining. Maybe I'm thinking too much about it, and it's cool and good, and maybe this helps someone just chill and be able to relax and have a good time. Maybe you'll put this on on another screen while you're playing a game, or studying, or working, even if you're able to have your headphones in at your job. Like, maybe you'll just have this on in the background, and, you know, that'll be cool. Thank you. if this ends up getting posted, thank you for watching. I would appreciate likes, just so that I know that I'm doing a good thing. That would be awesome. And then if somehow you find this and you're not subscribed, it'd be very cool if you did. That's another way that I'll know that I'm doing something right and I should continue. And then of course, you know, commenting. If there's anything I can improve. If the comment is just like, man, you don't stop talking ever, huh? You know, maybe you could word it a little bit better and be a little bit nicer, maybe. I'm just a little guy. Like, you'd be a little bit nicer to me. But yeah, if you think that I talk too much, then leave a comment and be like, hey, maybe keep your thoughts more succinct, because I do feel like I rambled a bit. And if you feel like that's an issue, I can try to not ramble as much and just keep them, like, you know, little bursts of a few sentences here and there, instead of talking for the entire video. But I don't know, I kind of enjoyed just talking. I feel like it's helped it not feel lonely. As if I'm like talking, not to someone. I know I'm not talking to someone, but you know, it's nice to just ramble for a bit. But yeah, I hope that this recording comes out fine and all the audio is fine, and I don't have to adjust anything more, and I can just upload it after I cut out a few parts of silence probably, and maybe parts where I don't make sense. But yeah, hopefully it wasn't horrible, and if you are still here, very much appreciative of you existing. Thank you for being around. I don't know if anyone who's listening to this needs to hear it, but you're cool. You're a valued member of Earth. I hope your day is going well, and if it's not going well, I hope your day gets better, even if this video wasn't the reason. I hope you just succeed, I guess. I don't know. Unless you're like a terrible person, I probably shouldn't say everyone should succeed, because there's some people who are just bad. If you're a bad guy, hey man, why don't you stop it? Why don't you stop being a bad guy, huh? Maybe if you're thinking of doing horrible things, you should probably not do that, alright? Settle down, okay? I can read your thoughts. I can read your thoughts. I know what you're thinking about. You're a little freak, huh? You're a little freak. You're a little... Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear your thoughts. Okay, I'm done. Anyways. You know, I'll try and do this again, probably. And hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully it just keeps getting better. Yeah. You know, take it easy. Enjoy the day that you're hearing this on. Try your best to make it a good day. Sometimes it's hard, but try your best. Just do something you enjoy. Have a good time. Alrighty. I'm gonna end it there. Thank you. And see you next time.